The whole Coldplay thing has been all over the news. We obviously know there was the CEO, he had his mistress there at the Coldplay concert, and he got caught. Well, I'm a former CIA officer. I teach people how to become a human lie detector, how to detect deception, and it's very easy to see why this guy got caught. Why? Because guilty people exhibit guilty behavior. There's some other deception signals that I'm going to get into here, but think about it. There's that kiss cam going around. It shows the couple. If you don't move, if you act normal, nobody cares. Nobody thinks twice, right? But when you exhibit guilty behavior, when you cover your head, when you quickly turn your head, when you go around, then somebody knows you're doing something you shouldn't. So let me give you an example. One of the things I do when I'm interviewing people is I ask them, hey, tell me the last time you stole something, right? Because I want to know if I'm hiring a thief, which obviously I wouldn't hire. So what do most people do when I say, hey, tell me the last time you stole something? Most people say, oh, when I was in elementary school or middle school, I stole a candy bar from the supermarket. Or, hey, when I was in high school, I once stole $20 out of my parents' wallet. What is considered normal human behavior? Meaning many people, stole maybe money out of their parents' wallet, or many people maybe stole a Snickers bar from the grocery store, right? So when I ask people this question, tell me the last time you stole something, people don't look nervous, they don't get the deer in the headlights look, and they give me that type of answer. But I have had instances where people get nervous and they're like, oh my gosh, and they're freaking out. And again, they're not exhibiting what a normal human behavior, an innocent behavior of somebody who stole candy in elementary school. So I probe further and I find out, hey, they stole something recently, or they're a kleptomaniac and I'm not hiring them for my company. To give you another very simple example, I teach something called the freeze. What does that mean? Guilty people freeze, they want to go retract to their tortoise shell. So if I'm missing a lot of money and I walk into a room and say, hey, I left my wallet in this room, and let's say there's 30 people in the room. Well, guilty people are like, oh my gosh, if I don't move, I'm not going to draw attention to myself. He'll never know. Normal people who are innocent, who did not take my wallet, are like, hey, Jason, I can help you find the wallet. Hey, Jason, let's look around the desk. So I'm looking for the person out of these 30 people who don't exhibit that normal behavior. In other words, who are exhibiting guilty behavior, which guilty people do, and they don't realize it. They don't pay attention. So if you want to do bad things, which you shouldn't, never cheat on your wife. If you do, you deserve to get caught. But if you were doing something where you needed to not draw attention, well, guess what? Be the gray man. The gray man is a word that we use a lot in the prepper community, the intelligence community, and that means doing what everybody else does, blending in, not acting out of the ordinary, and that is how you don't get caught. So I'll give you another one. It goes back to detecting deception, blending in, not acting out of the ordinary. I work with people who do have spouses that are cheating on them, and I have helped. And one of the things I say is confront your spouse and tell me what they say. So some people confront their spouse and are like, oh my gosh, my spouse went psychotic on me, yelling, screaming. I've never seen him or her so mad in their life. And I'm like, well, they're cheating on you. Why? Because it goes back to normal human behavior. If my cell phone rings right now and my wife calls me and she says, hey, Jason, are you cheating on me? First, I'll make a joke that she won't find funny because that's how marriage works. But I'm not going to cuss. I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to freak out because excuse me. No, now you're going to be like, oh, Jason's clearing his mind. No, but in all seriousness, or his throat. In all seriousness, I'm going to make a joke. She's not going to like it. And then I'm going to say, okay, why are you asking? But I'm not going to scream or go crazy or whatever because I don't have a guilty association. I'm not cheating on my wife. If she asks me that, I'm not going to freak out because I have nothing to hide. I'll just say, okay, why are you asking me this? Where is this coming from? So the bottom line is, if you need to confront somebody, ask them that uncomfortable question. Hey, are you cheating on me? Hey, did you steal my wallet? Whatever question you want to know. And just pay attention to, do they exhibit normal human behavior? Do they get nervous in the face? Are they starting to stuttering because their brain is trying to buy time to come up with a lie? Remember, honest people answer quickly because they don't have to think of a lie. So just a few tips and tricks if you really want to know all the deception signals. I'm a New York Times bestselling author. As I said, I'm a former CIA officer, and I have a book. It's called Human Lie Detector. Covers everything you need to know to detect deception, all 13 deception signals. A very easy read. You can read it in one night. If you want to grab this book, which I use all the time, and the thousands of students I've trained use also, go to spylie.com. Again, spylie.com, and absolutely do not cheat on your spouse. God bless you. Adios.